Hey guys, and welcome to Married to Malaysians, a podcast that explores the journey of multinational couples living here in Malaysia and beyond. I'm your host, Ruben, and before, in the previous episode, you had the pleasure of hearing from my wife, and today we had the same guest today, and it's David and MK. Hey guys, welcome back.
Let's go.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like it was just, 2 minutes ago that we just here in this room, right? Yeah.
Closer to 5, I think, yeah.
But yeah, we're here to talk about cultural differences today, right? Well, you have an American here, you have a Malaysian here. We shared a little bit about how you guys have different backgrounds or expectations going to your marriage and everything. So we want to get to the juicy parts.
Yes.
So
Okay.
shall we jump right into it?
Jump right.
Let's do it.
So
Let's
the
go.
topic is American versus Malaysians. Not really. Let's not go so serious, okay? Yeah, why don't you just start off by just sharing maybe a cultural differences that you guys noticed in your lives?
Okay, we'll talk about culture shock first. When I went to America, I think my biggest culture shock is that Americans are very friendly. Very friendly in the sense that you can start a conversation with anybody. I remember my first time was going into a gas station. In Malaysia, if you go into anywhere, a shop, usually people leave you alone. But going into America, I went to a gas station. The guy was like, "Hey, how you doing? Where are you from? What do you need?" And I just stared at him for, I must have been a minute. And then he also stared at me so awkwardly. And then I just got like a random pack of gum that I didn't eat and I walked out. So I think that was one of my outstanding cultural shocks of like, I have to start conversations with random strangers.
Yeah, maybe another cultural shock you want to share?
Yeah, on the reverse side, living in Malaysia, the first few months that we were here, we visited an apartment complex and we got in the lift and there was a lady about my age. And in America, you start just a casual conversation with anybody.
Oh, yeah, not
so
here.
I start asking her, we were like going to the 25th floor, so we had some ways to go, the lady also. And so I started asking her, how's your day been? Do you live here?
Who's this creepy
And in
American
hindsight,
talking
after
to me?
living here for almost 6 years, this lady probably thought, what does she want from me? Is she going to sell me something? Is she going to rob me or follow me? Like, who's this crazy white lady? But for me, it's just it's elevator talk. It's very casual.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the small talk and the friendliness, I've stopped smiling to strangers in public. So that's a personal growth of mine.
Is it growth though? I feel like.
For Malaysian, yes. I'm not creeping strangers out anymore,
Yes.
But
which I feel like is good.
I do feel like in Malaysia we should have more of that. Like more of this friendliness, more of these like
Warmth.
yeah, just talk to this guy. But
Yeah.
for me, I always get pressured, or I would say the saying that Malaysians use is paise, right? Because I do not know what language to start with.
It's true.
Yeah, so I always feel like if I need to strike a conversation with this person, and my Bahasa Malaysia is not great, because it's our local language, and I can only speak English. So if this guy replies me in Mandarin, I'll be in trouble. If this guy replies me in in BM as well, like Bahasa Malaysia, I'll also be in trouble. So I always feel like that awkwardness. I don't know whether that could be the reason why Malaysians have stopped being so friendly, because we don't have the same starting point of language.
Yeah. We all should just learn Japanese and then it'll be easier.
The bad joke would
true.
be like we could have ended up learning Japanese at some
shucks.
point.
Oops. Yikes.
We will cut that.
One out.
Take it out.
Okay, yes.
All right, so you guys been married for how long now?
2020, so 6 years.
6 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
that's
know.
crazy.
So what
Crazy
have
long.
been maybe you can just share like the biggest adaptation you guys needed to have in your marriage with each other's expectations and stuff.
I would say the blanket.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we first started, I think a very American culture is to have like a very nice comforter. It's cold.
In your bedroom, on your bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have central heating, so that means they can turn AC very cold and it doesn't take a lot of electricity. And then during winter, of course, it's cold. So most houses have a single comforter to share when you get married. MK really wanted to go with that, but MK is a mover. So
Yeah.
a lot of nights she would twist and turn, and eventually I would be left with nothing, and MK would have everything. And she would just tell me, you should just fight for it. I'm like, I don't want to wake up and fight for a blanket. I just want to sleep. And
I said that because I knew I'd win.
yeah, so I think that was probably one of the most difficult cultural shifts. We finally got to a place where we were like, okay, we'll just have separate blankets. So that's what we do now. We still have a nice big comforter, but I also have my spare blanket for myself.
Yeah. And with me being pregnant, my body temperature runs quite high. And so David cannot, like, even sharing a blanket, the body heat is shared. And
hot.
it's too hot for him. Yeah. But in my mind, not sharing a blanket made me think of, like, Victorian times when people had eventually...
Separate beds, right?
separate rooms, separate beds. I was like, does this mean you don't love me? But that's not what it meant at all. Just I feel like it helped the quality of your sleep, especially.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any problems with, like, the temperature of the room when you sleep? Like, is there a difference? Or you guys are okay with...
So typically we keep it at what temperature? Like 23. But now that I'm pregnant, it's closer to 18 degrees.
That's a big jump.
Yeah, it's very big, but I run very hot. And so the person that's pregnant gets to dictate the temperature because you're growing a person.
It's freezing. It's ridiculous. I've started putting on jackets to go to sleep. It's ridiculous. But I think when we got married, before she was pregnant as well, I think I'm very used to sleeping with a fan because I don't like stale air.
Yeah.
And so I can't just have air conditioning. And having air conditioning blowing in your face is not the same either. And so I'm very used to having the aircon on and then turning on the fan later and turning off the AC. But MK doesn't like blowing air at all. So we've
that could be a Malaysian thing though, because I remember when I was growing up, my mom would come in halfway through the night
that's right,
to
and
switch
turn
off
off
the aircon and turn on the
save
fan.
electricity. I'm just used to that, so I would like when
Smart.
even as a kid I would wake up and turn off myself and turn on the fan. So
I didn't want to, I do not want to be disturbed during my sleep, right? So I just never turn on the aircon. So when I finally had my own room, the aircon didn't turn on for 4 years.
You save your parents a lot of money.
I mean, they were happy.
Yeah.
But now that you know, I'm married and everything, right? I think in most cases the wife wins. Because her sleep is always more important.
Especially when pregnant.
Especially that,
Yeah.
Exactly. And when the fan's on, my hair blows.
Oh,
and so it gets in my face.
Tickles your face and everything.
Yeah, it's like overstimulating and stuff. So I know I sound crazy, but I think that's the primary reason. Yeah. And it's hot.
Got it. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you want to share something else, like some other, I guess, personality. No, not personality, but any culture clashes that you guys had to dig through.
Yeah. So I feel like in 2018, that was the first time that I came to visit Malaysia, and this was really I don't want to say it was a make or break for our relationship, but we had decided. We had decided, okay, we're gonna try. MK's gonna visit Malaysia. She's gonna meet the family. We're going to see how it goes, and this is going to dictate where our relationship goes from there. Yeah, and I think it turned out okay.
What was shocking to you when you first arrived?
So America, as most people know, we are a very individualistic culture. And so it's mainly about how can I meet my goals? How can I meet my dreams? What am I doing to shape my personal life? Whereas as Malaysia and a lot of Asian cultures, I've come to find out, it's very communal. It's very much a thought process of how do my decisions impact others, my friends, my family. I have a lot of peers and coworkers that still live with their parents because they're not married. And, that's just very different to an American mindset, So for me, it was meeting David's family and seeing how close-knit they were. And that was very unique to me. And it was also very, I think, heartwarming to see how close, these two, because David has an older brother, Jeremy. And so to see how close the whole family was together, even though David was still in university and Jeremy was a young adult, and even seeing how close the parents were with their 2 adult sons. We went even to Penang for a week. And we just ate the entire month that we were in Malaysia. Up and down. I feel like that was a huge culture shock for me. But we did everything together. Which I viewed as both a red flag and a beautiful thing. I couldn't wrap my mind around it. They're like, okay, we just got back from breakfast. Or no, we'd be sitting at breakfast and then we'd discuss, okay, what's for lunch? And then from there we'd head to lunch, or we'd have a quick break and then head to lunch. And then at lunch we'd talk about dinner. And I would start to get sick to my stomach because I was enjoying the food, but I couldn't comprehend eating again, because it was so much. So we would eat the entire day.
Yeah. You were a trooper. You ate all of it, though.
Yeah. So I learned very quickly how much of a food central culture Malaysia is. Yeah. I feel like I've embraced it.
Yeah. It's so different, though. I think on the other side of things, vacation-wise, Malaysians like to, especially our family, would like to gather, stay up late, do games, movies, everything at night. Her family, when we went on a vacation to a beach, we would wake up, have breakfast together, go and do one major activity. Don't have lunch together. It's kind of a free flow, come and get whenever. And then after you come back from your activity, everyone goes to your room. And so I was very shocked at first.
Yeah.
I remember when my first vacation of everybody or my first holiday, I would sit in the living room waiting for everyone to come out. And then it never happened. So then I just went to my room. But I think it's completely different.
Yeah.
Right? Like Malaysia, we would have definitely after eating, go out activity, shower, and then come out and hang out, talk, chit chat. But yeah, definitely different family structure.
Leisuring in private.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like my family is a little bit, not all of them, but some of my family are more introverted, and your family wants to be together all the time. They're more extroverted, very loud. Even if you're just swiping on your phone on the couch, everybody's doing it in the living room together.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Is it like
Yeah.
a central aircon thing or?
I don't know.
Oh, that actually
That's
might be the
true.
root of
Like,
it.
oh, everyone had to, maybe in the States,
that's-
everyone
Did we
gather
just
around the
have an
fireplace.
epiphany?
Yeah, that's true. In our house, we always turn on one aircon in the living room.
It's a safe
Yeah.
electricity, right?
I
Save
will say
electricity.
though, I love AC, but his parents are aggressive. Like they'll have like the main ceiling fan plus aircon plus 2 rotating fans in the corners.
And you're always so worried for MK. They're like, David, is MK enough?
Maybe it's
and then
the
they've
perception
got
that you
3
need to
fans
be-
blowing at her.
You need to be frozen, at all times.
Yeah,
Yes,
just make sure
yes.
she's okay. She's
Yeah,
too
it's too
hot.
much. So as soon as I come to their house, I turn everything off without them knowing and hope they don't notice.
Great.
Now they will know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow. Okay, so I guess maybe we can jump straight to, you introduced in the last podcast, you guys have a kid, another one on the way. Yeah, maybe we can share a little bit of like cultural differences in terms of raising children. Yeah, but I think a little bit of context as well. You also shared that you were homeschooled, right?
Yeah,
and
for
there was
sure.
like American syllabus, right?
Yeah.
So did that actually help you understand how MK planned to raise SJ up? Did it contribute in any way?
I feel like I don't have that many choices in terms of dictating education-wise. She is the teacher, after
She's the
all.
pro.
She is the pro, yeah. So I think she was very particular about, I think Malaysians, we have a lot of pronunciation. I call it laziness because we would rather pronounce something as easy as possible, like flower, we just say flour. But MK was very adamant, like these words we will not say. We will make sure SJ knows the right pronunciation. So, yeah, we don't say flour in my house. We say flower. And then there's all these other things as well. But MK will just correct me as we go.
Yeah, so it's been really, I feel like a unique experience for me to get to raise SJ in a more Malaysian culture. But it's also been really interesting to see my family's reaction to my daughter's accent. So to them, she has a very British, almost sounding accent.
Yeah.
Like she'll say ka, or what are some other things?
I
that she's-
can't do it.
Can't. Yeah.
What do Americans say?
Can't.
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 So
Can't.
car is a
Can't.
care?
No, it's car. Yeah, I know it's not American English is not phonetically consistent. So
Okay.
unfortunately, I know
Yeah.
David rats on me every other week about it. Yeah, so that's been really neat to see SJ kind of embrace different accents as well as different cultures. When we visited my parents this past summer, she began to have a more of an American accent. And that was kind of unique to see. So if we look at old videos of her from a year ago, her accent, she would pronounce the R's, the A's.
Yeah.
It would sound more American English. And so that was kind of interesting to see. So I'm curious to see when my parents come to visit if she's going to revert back to that with spending so much time with them, or if she'll continue with her more Malaysian accent.
Or she should,
Yeah.
or she could potentially develop the Malaysian superpower of just switching accents depending on who they're talking to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Some
I had to
do
do that.
better, some
Like
do it
code
not
switching.
So well.
When we first came back in 2018, that was a big problem because
Mm-hmm.
I started hanging out with my Malaysian friends again, and so my Malaysian accent would come out, and MK could not understand what I was saying.
No.
So it would be very strange. I would talk to MK in my American accent, and then switch to my friends, and then start talking to my Malaysian accent. But I think we've been married long enough where I think my accent has consistently just been standardized. Do you feel?
Yeah. I feel like you talk about the same
Yeah.
no matter who you're talking to, whether
No,
it's your
yeah.
Malaysian friends or whether it's me.
Yeah.
I will be honest though, the first video call that I had with your mom, I was terrified. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
University. Definitely. It was over the summer. And I could not understand what she was saying. You know, it's because I wasn't used to a Malaysian accent, but David had to sit there and he was like, this is what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was trying not to be disrespectful, you know, but I would take a little bit longer with my responses because I was processing. And now, you know, I don't have trouble understanding hardly anyone, which is...
It's just about exposure, right?
Yeah,
that's
exposure
true.
therapy, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. I think we will move on to our next segment, which we call Stirring the Pot. Yeah.
You didn't stir.
Watch it. Okay.
Yeah, stir. We all
everyone stir. Okay, very
we all
good.
need to do this next time.
Okay, very good. Everyone stir. Okay, great.
But yeah, the question that we picked for you guys is something that I guess I hope will stir enough pots.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys have a kid.
Yes.
Who's your favorite?
The mom, without a
so
shadow of
easy.
doubt. No, without there's no stir pot. This one, there's no debate
I want you
about
guys
it.
to fight for it. Debate. Okay, debate. Why would you be the favorite parent? Why should you be the favorite parent? There you go. Go.
Well, I breastfed her 2 years, so
Okay.
carried her.
Maybe David should go first.
Yeah. How do I compete? I spend a lot of time with her. I fetch her to school every day, pick her up. Nah, but SJ really has a good relationship with MK. She really clings to the mom a lot, and she takes a lot of strength from mom being there. But yeah, she's quite a mama's girl, which is good. She also her first word was actually mama. It wasn't a competition. It was definitely mama immediately.
I will say though that it's been really sweet watching SJ with David. Recently, whenever she's gotten hurt or been in pain or sick, she's really glued to David. So he's her rock and her comfort. So that's been really sweet to see your daddy come out a little bit more,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you can be very nurturing also. You're like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But MK's the fun one. So I'm a little bit more strict, I think. And so I'm usually the one doing a bit more discipline. MK can also be strict and disciplined. She's not soft in any way. But she's definitely the one who's definitely doing more fun things, and she has great ideas for activities. And so it's easy to see why SJ has such good fun time with her. But I'm the one who usually goes in like if she's crying or needs some help. So I think we just play different dynamic roles. Yeah.
And it's interesting to see throughout my pregnancy how that's changed. So it's my first week of my third trimester, and my energy is shot. I have no energy after we get home. So typically during bedtime, like David and I will, you know, feed SJ dinner. We'll eat dinner as a family. And then it might be David or I that does shower. And then one of us reads books and gets her ready. So we typically like juggle the roles. Recently, it's been like 80, 85%, 90% David's role is getting her ready for bed. And then I read books to her in the evenings. And so it's interesting to see you two get a little bit closer. She spends more time with you in the evenings. It's been really sweet. And I just have zero energy. You know, I'm passed out in bed when you're showering her.
Yeah.
Man, that's a very wholesome ending to our episode. Thank you so much for sharing your hearts. For you know sharing with us and the podcast, I guess, with all the information. We hope that this has been helpful to you guys. Thanks so much for joining us.
For sure.
Yeah, and if you guys like this content, do consider subscribing, consider following the Instagram page and all that yada yada stuff. Yeah, until then, we'll probably have a next guest and hopefully have you guys again one of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Let's do it.
we would love to see the progress of number 2 as
Woohoo!
well,
Working
right?
on it.
Yes.
Yeah, or maybe even SJ can be in the podcast as well.
Oh, yeah.
as
Yeah.
we go in the future. Yeah,
Have all
but
the kids.
until then, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.